BT, everyone! This is Walk Like a Mailman, a show for carriers, but not just for carriers. Here are your hosts in the Southwest studio, Griffin Walker, and in the Northwest studio, Jeffro the MC. Welcome to the show.
Happy 4th of July. Thank you, Taylor. This is Griffin doing the showman intro to the waka like a mailman thing. How are you doing, Jeff?
We're back. Let's get locked in.
This is why I don't start the show, guys.
As it's the 4th of July. We are recording on the 4th of July. You won't be listening to this till afterwards, but happy belated 4th. America turns 250.
America! 250!
I don't know if anyone's going to be tired of seeing that by the time you hear this episode. And I got a notification about Joey Chestnut, my annual Joey Chestnut update.
This is his time. He's like the groundhog, you know. He comes out once a year on July 4th, eats like 100 million hot dogs, and then goes back in the cave for 360 plus days.
Yeah, he just gets up, puts a wiener down his throat, and then goes right back. That's how it goes.
Jeff, phrasing.
Yeah, and also what happens this week is my postal career turns 8. So I put it in the rundown. I don't know if it auto-updated or auto-filled. It says my postal carrier turns 8. That's something different. Like,
I did see carrier in there.
I got a little, like, what does that mean? You're a postal carrier. You have
an 8-year-old underage mail carrier, Jeff?
It's like Jango Fett and Boba Fett. Like, I wanted a clone of myself. But I wanted one unaltered, so that way I could raise it like it's my young mail carrier. That's my anniversary date. Is always it feels like just basically any time that America celebrates a birthday, I have another year under my belt as far as a mail carrier. It's been 8 years since I started working for the post office.
Congratulations, Jeff.
I appreciate it. Thank you. And congratulations to America. You made it to
America! Heck yeah!
How have you been, Griffin?
I'm doing good. It's a nice long weekend. Doing good. How about you?
Okay, I'm good. How about you? We're just going to keep on do this for an hour, and then we're out. That's how we're going to do it.
How you doing?
La reveal. We're going to it's going to be our episode today. So I've been watching a little bit of World Cup, and we had like an expose on the World Cup in our last pivot, I believe.
Yes.
And I saw a post have you noticed that Elmo has a social media account?
Elmo has a social media account. I didn't know that.
I forgot about this. Oh, I should have seen this coming.
I was too busy getting ready for Taylor Swift's wedding.
Okay. All right, so he's got a social media account, and Rachel submitted this a little while ago, and I didn't bring it up or post it or send it to anyone. I just thought it was funny. But then he, as in Elmo did, on his social media, posted about the World Cup. So then I thought we could just go through the timeline here. And Elmo was making some posts about the NBA Finals. You remember, Griffin, the NBA Finals?
Yes.
Hold on, Elmo. I'm going to get to you in a minute. So the NBA Finals, it was the Knicks and the Spurs. And I think someone like asked Elmo, because that's a thing that these characters or that, these celebrities have, where you reach out to them, and this is a thing, obviously Twitter or X or social media. And they asked him, asked Elmo, how do you feel about the Knicks making it to the Stanley Cup? That would be something to see the Knicks in the in the NBA Finals. And what you have the social media post, not the one that we're gonna get to. That's pretty upsetting. But what's the actual social?
I don't
media
actually
post?
see that one. I just see the one that's for
that's upsetting.
Elmo's Team USA.
It says that like above it where it says that Elmo just hopes that both teams have fun. Is the post that started this all.
We just want to have fun.
The whole idea is, and if you are familiar with Sesame Street, what city would you believe that Sesame Street takes place in?
Cleveland.
I'm a Cavalier man. Yeah, no, it takes place in New York. So it created a large amount of fervor and outrage. And you should have seen, and that's like another rabbit hole that we won't go down today, is the amount of posts, like rage posts, like Elmo getting torched from New Yorkers specifically. And then when Knicks won the parade or won the NBA Finals, won the championship, and in the parade, this picture's circulating. And then what is the next picture you have there?
I'm dead.
It's Elmo's head on a pike, and what is the sign that's below Elmo's head on a pike?
Traitor.
Traitor. It's a really upsetting, but they kind of took it as that Elmo wouldn't, cheer on the New York Knicks, being that, Sesame Street is supposedly taking place in New York.
And Elmo's from Brooklyn. He's a Nets fan. I mean, I'm a Nets fan.
Thank you for the clarifying. And then I think this is starting to be one of those where he was trying to make up for it. Like, this is his makeup call. And then what's in the next picture there?
Go, Michael Porter Jr.
What the hell is that? What's in the next picture, Elmo?
I'm pro Team USA.
It says, the social media post says, Elmo just wants to set the record straight. ... ellipses. Go Team USA. So I think he's like trying to make up.
Deflect.
He's still being PC as far as like, oh, go Team USA. Trying to make up for his fence sitting on the whole, both teams want to have fun in the NBA Finals.
Everybody play hard.
It's just like Rasheed Wallace. As like the ball don't lie. Like we just both teams just played hard today. Why does Elmo need socials? And why is his X account so damn important anyway? Like this is. Like,
I'm the star of Sesame Street, bitch.
This is. I blame Wendy's. Is what I believe that this happened. So Wendy's got this social media account, and they are like roasting all of the other competitors and restaurants. And I think there was actually like statistics that once the phenomenon known as Wendy's social media account like took off, that Wendy's became a more desirable option in like the fast food industry.
Wendy's has always been the more desirable fast food option.
When it comes to certain things, I agree. I especially the chicken sandwich, their spicy chicken sandwich is like an all-time great. Regardless of that, I think that opened the door that people and certain characters use these social medias, and like another one's like Miss Rachel, but Miss Rachel gets like a lot of backlash because she's whatever, she says like certain things, and then it sets people off because she's like, oh, I'm just pro children, children all around the world, and then people are like, oh, well, only certain children and this and that, and it's like, but why does it have to reach to especially a fictional made up character Elmo. Like, why was it even to like this level that people have like a level of outrage that they have to put his head on a pike in a parade? I guess it's all good and funny.
New Yorkers are psychos, Jeff.
Well, New Yorkers, I guess, are the ones, if there's going to be any fan base to do it, with all that pent up energy, they're just ready to explode. That's for sure. And they took all of their aggression out on poor little Elmo. But it was just something that I saw the World Cup, and that's going on, like still going on, and congratulations to I guess it's like the field of 16 right now that we're in right now.
I think it's the quarterfinals, right?
Yeah, whatever. Sports. Let's head to the street. What we gotta do before we head to the street?
Check out the hot case.
Thank you for joining us, Elmo. Got it.
Where's my money, Jeff?
Okay. Let's move on here. Oh, what's did you get that thing I sent you? What's the next thing that we have here?
Let's see. It's a stamp book. Is that like Time magazine, or is it just kind of framed like Time magazine?
No, it is the most
Time magazine. Okay.
It is the most recent issue of Time magazine. So this is so apparently Shane has probably read this issue because it came out, and on the cover, what is on the cover of the Time magazine?
It looks like it's the 250th anniversary stamp, but it looks like it's kind of like embroidered on something though.
Yeah, and this is a Ralph Lauren curated USPS American Icon stamp collection that appeared in coverage around the United States 250th anniversary commemorative 13 stamp sheet designed as a single visual composition rather than a standard mixed stamp release. There you go. That's as technical as you're going to get here on WLAM. And then what's on the second one? Because I try to look into my own issue of Time magazine. I of course, wouldn't do that to anyone's magazine.
It looks like it's more American icons of Ralph Lauren and more just different stamps of different American images from the USPS.
American symbolism is what it says here. And what, like,
does not say American symbolism at all on this.
No, but that's what the wording of my description of what I pulled up here.
Oh, okay.
Those are America. Like, that's what people like Americana, or what people think of, and like go around and list off what are in these pictures.
Well, there's like American flag. There's baseball. There's a bear wearing a shirt with American flag on it.
A teddy bear, right? Just like
I guess.
Is that the cocaine bear?
A wannabe Rusty G old truck.
Ooh.
It looks like somebody's inside. I can't really see. Is that a dog inside the thing? Is that a car?
A barn.
It's just America stuff.
It says themes such as rural life, urban ambition, heritage, craftsmanship, recreation, and cultural tradition. The imagery includes objects and symbols like a pickup truck, like Griffin said, a barn, lighthouse symbolizing guidance and coastal history, a dog representing companionship, a teddy bear evoking childhood nostalgia, a hamburger representing the Hamburglar. No, I'm playing. As a shorthand for American popular culture. Horses associated with the frontier independence. Ooh, Pony Express. By the way, it only lasted for 18 months.
Take a shot.
A sailing imagery tied to the competition and freedom. Additional designs draw from the architectural landmarks and cultural motifs, including references such as a major city skyline and indigenous textile traditions, emphasizing a broad, curated interpretation of national identity. That is that is definitely a lot. I didn't realize when looking at this, I hadn't heard we are not a stamp show. But when I saw the magazine, I was like, "Is this a stamp? Is this?" And it said it was like the 250 anniversary. I thought, I was like, oh, okay, well, that's kind of interesting that they decided to put a stamp on the cover. And then there was the cultural movement of Ralph Lauren, and so apparently Ralph Lauren designed the whole idea of this. Ralph Lauren is the one that structured. And I guess there's only 13 stamps on there. I've never heard of that. Usually they come in a book of 20, right?
I suppose.
And like, what made them decide of the number 13 to do it? Like,
well, I mean, maybe the 13 original colonies.
Oh, look at you! Oh, oh God! I did not. That by far is the proudest I've ever been of you, Griffin. I cannot believe it. My mind was blown when you said that. I was thinking a baker's dozen. That was literally my next go-to on that. Whoa, man, 13 original. Shoot. Wow, this is why Griffin gets paid the big bucks. Oh, I forgot to mention, we're going to have some... This is better place than other. This is how we do things on WLAM. Flying by the seat of your pants. Why do they say that, by the way? Flying by the seat of your pants. That's... I don't know, whatever.
I'm guessing that's something to do with like how old airline flights used to be back in the day.
I think like when you fly and you're like the centrifugal, if you're British, centrifugal force, like when you move and like your pants are like the friction between your butt and the seat. Like, flying by the seat of your pants is like the pants is like the only thing keeping you from falling off of.
Okay, so the phrase originated in early aviation when pilots lacked navigational instruments and relied on physical vibrations and G-forces they felt in their seats to safely guide their planes.
So you're telling me that they only flew by the vibrations in their butt is what that would have been that would have been such a better saying. Flying by the vibrations in my butt.
Well, they probably cleaned up the original version of it.
Oh man,
they Rusty G'd it.
Yeah, something of like that. It was Rusty G came in so many times. We were losing track already. So where was I? I forgot. Stamps. No, we're talking about stamps.
13 colonies.
I forgot to mention, we got a lot of big news coming up. Probably on the other side of the break. We're still going to tease it out a little bit. But everything that we talked about as far as news, I think we got a couple of things on deck here as far as some really interesting and really cool things. So that is upcoming. Should be after we get another appearance by Rusty G, maybe two. Ralph Lauren tasked by the U.S. Postal Service to curate back on track. Let's get back on the mail. Service to create a shape and the imagery, marking one of the rare instances where a fashion designer has been asked to influence an entire stamp program. Ralph Lauren himself built a brand. Are you aware of Ralph Lauren, Griffin?
I just realized Ralph Lauren was an actual person. I thought it was just like some magical figurehead or something of a
You
brand.
thought it was just like the name of like a brand, like Lacoste. Well,
yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. Is Lacoste the name of somebody? Regardless.
I don't know.
Mr. Nike.
Tommy Bahama. Is that a real person?
Mr. Nike. Hello, Mr. Nike. Ralph Lauren himself built his brand from relatively modest beginnings in New York City. New York City! New York City making a strong push for America's Birthday 250. Starting with a line of neckties. Just imagine, that is totally a old-timey way to start your career. To start with neckties and then move on up to stamp designing in the late 1960s before expanding into a full menswear collection under the Polo name. Over the following decades, he developed Ralph Lauren into a global lifestyle empire, defined less by individual garments and more by idealized vision of American life. That's why I think Ralph Lauren does all of the Olympic, when they do like the opening ceremonies and whatnot. Ralph Lauren designs all of their outfits and like uniforms that they wear during certain activities during the Olympics.
I guess I had no idea this was a thing.
Yeah, Ralph Lauren. You learned it here. Walk Like a Mailman. They blends Ivy League aesthetics, Western motifs, and sporting heritage into a recognizable Americana visual language that extends far beyond fashion and into home goods, fragrance, and a cultural branding.
Sponsor us, dude.
Yeah, you got some extra guap. Send it our way, yo. That long-standing focus and curated America symbolism is what makes his involvement in the National Commemorative Project feel stylistically consistent with his broader work.
Maybe you guys should hire him to make your uniforms.
That would be fire. I'd be on top. I would be on board with that. The reason this stamp sheet was highlighted in a publication like Time is that it functions less like a conventional postage issue and more like its designed cultural artifact. It blends the federal postal history with high fashion branding and modern graphic storytelling, presenting a condensed visual narrative of American identity for the 250th anniversary. I didn't even know that this Ralph Lauren thing was going to happen. Like, usually they give us a little bit like a heads up. I don't say like give us. Like I'm really tuned into this stuff. But sometimes I'll see it, either on like the postal social accounts. Me, Elmo, the post office, we're all like tied into each other. I didn't see that this, so when I saw it on the cover, I was like, is this a thing really? Like I didn't realize it, but I guess it's supposed to be, a big deal, or big enough to be on the front of the Time magazine for the 250th anniversary of America. So that's what we have in the hot case there. You want to activate some listener submissions?
Yeah, let's do that.
You know what time it is. Lick it. Send it. Post it.
Oh, yeah. I like the way that sounds. You lick it, send it, post it. We will read it. So I met my mail carrier for the first real time. He wasn't an 8-year-old mail carrier.
It wasn't an 8-year-old clone of Jeff.
Yeah, it wasn't like my 8-year-old clone Jeff filmed the CBU. Yeah, I finally got to talk to he's like a newish regular. Because that was the first question I asked him, because I had an SDO, and it just so happened to be I was by the mailbox, and he was there. And I was like, oh, are you the regular? And I told him about our show, so you know me. Like totally shamelessly plugging the show at every possible moment. And he said he's been a carrier for about 3 years, and he's been on the route since about peak season, so like since December or whatnot. I think our last carrier possibly retired. I don't know. I think he did, but he either did that or he bid out of or off the route. Regardless, welcome to the jungle, and I give him a good hooty hoo, the Earl, the mail carrier. And I told him I'd give him a shout out on this episode. So it was nice meeting you, Earl. And we got Ryan J, a repeat offender. And his comment is, by the way, I was a Subway tuna eater. It's good, LOL, but I do prefer a homemade tuna sandwich. Would you?
Dangerous game, guy. Dangerous game.
No, it's one of it's in the classification of it doesn't necessarily look like it's delicious. It's like almost like guacamole. It may not look like it's the most favorable option, like a bowl full of snot. But then when you eat it, I'm talking about the guacamole, not the tuna. But I guess it could be described. Either one of those could be that. But when you try it, it may actually taste excellent. And that was the whole point of bringing it up, is that I couldn't get past the visual of it to give it a shot. But now that Ryan J has endorsed it, would you try it, Griffin?
No.
Okay. And then we got Mel X Edits 101, and I know Griffin was like, man, we've been talking about a lot about food, and this is your fault, Bizarro Foodie. This is all you. You brought this upon yourself. You came on a show with me with all your little hang-ups. Yeah, you knew that this was going to happen eventually. Okay, so Mel X Edits 101. I think you might be on board with this one, though. PB&J using toasted Eggos for the bread. Would you try that?
I'm more of a pancake guy than a waffle guy, but that sounds like a interesting idea there. I'd like it more if you could do like an actual real waffle.
Oh, but but then you're talking about like thick coverage, thick with 3 C's. Type Eggos. Eggos are small enough to where like you can actually, get a good sandwich, and with 2 of them on each side. Regardless,
you just double dip it, man. You just do like 3 Eggos and like multiple layers.
Get like a real style Belgian waffle, but just crush it. Like, have you ever those like sandwiches? I think it's like a New York thing too. Speaking of New York's getting a lot of love this episode. Shout out to the Macho Mailman from Brooklyn. Him and Elmo. What a weird combo.
Hi, Macho Mailman.
And then you take a sandwich, but then you crush it a little bit, or you give a little bit of pressure and you smush it down, so that way it kind of gives it like a little bit of like a thinner, but it solidifies, it congeals the whole entire sandwich a little bit better. So that way, I feel like if you did like 2 Belgian waffles and then you like smushed it with some PB&J in the middle, Mel X Edits, that is, how about some Eggos with tuna in the middle?
There goes my Eggo.
Combine both of these. I love, love Eggos. Blueberry Eggos. Oh man, those are like my childhood. I would eat blueberry waffles, Eggos specifically, every morning when I would go over to my grandparents during the summer. So that definitely hits like the nostalgia, reliving the glory years. So thank you, Mel X Edits 101. I will definitely try that out. And then we got one last one. It's from Chris from the Dalles, and he posted a picture of him watching World Cup game. So along the lines, we're going to keep that going. And he had a bottle of tequila, and it said something of the nature of like, this is how I'm celebrating, Mexico in the World Cup. And I told him like that's how it should be done. That's how the World Cup should be consumed. And then his response to us specifically is, I'm not usually into soccer. The times have worked for me, and it's not competing with duck football, Blazer games, or NFL. The Rays are in first place, but it's only June, and there's a lot of baseball still to be played. Going off the idea that now like these games are in the World Cup, they're all, since they're being played in the United States and surrounding country or surrounding areas, the time zones work out. So like that way you're not waking up at like 2 a.m. to watch, Brazil and Spain play and whatnot. So I think that is a big reason why I think more people are getting into it. Check out our previous pivot. I believe it has a lot of. We were talking about the World Cup, and thank you from Chris from the Dalles. But then he submitted one more thing to us. What is there in the picture?
Oh, crap. I didn't realize you're going to there.
It's fine. This is staying in, by the way. Tread lightly.
Post office coffee.
Oh, and then I messaged him, what does post office coffee taste like? And he said it was pretty good. It's in a place called Trout Lake, Washington. So thank you. And anything that we have that you have to like kind of see to get, we'll make sure to pair it up, or we like to pair it up with our socials. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Reddit, X, all of these people that we've mentioned. Also, we're on YouTube. MelX Edits reaches out to us through YouTube. You can check that out. We have a lot of shorts, a lot of things taken out of context, and the full episodes are there. So search Walk Like a Mailman in all of the places. Share the show. And definitely continue contributing. We love to hear from you guys. But let's
Thank you, guys.
Let's head to a break. We're a little dehydrated. We got to get some moisture.
But who's the sponsor, Jeff?
This week's sponsor, I forgot I put this in there. I forgot that we got this sponsor so long ago. But thank you, the Joint Realignment Assistance Program, the JRAP, the DRAP, is a free nationwide service that activates whenever you reach just a little further than intended. Participants may experience a series of pops, cracks, and noises that sound alarming to bystanders, but feel absolutely incredible to the user. Have you ever done that? Like you've reached down to tie your shoes, or you do something, and you get like a pop or like a little, something going on, and it feels like really good to crack your back, pop.
Oh yeah, there's sometimes when you're just waiting for days for that little pop to happen, and then when it finally happens, it's like, but it's like,
worth it.
It's a relief.
Burned that onto a CD. It's talking about a mixtape. One of those things. I think that's probably like the advertisement for going to a chiropractor is, that's their job, is to give you that sound. But for people that don't go to a chiropractor, when you get that pop and that joint realignment assistance program, because sometimes you need a fix while you're trying to grab a coffee mug. And stay with us and see what we have on the other side.
See you guys after the break.
Everyone, Rusty G.
VLLV.
Back to the show with us. We're the Glizzy Gobblers. Watch out, Chestnut, Joey Chestnut. You're a marked man. We're coming for you. Happy 4th, everyone. Belated 4th. So there's this meme that's been going around. That's Sophie Cunningham from the WNBA. Do you see that there?
Yeah.
There was a brawl type thing where a player checked a player and got hurt, or pushed him to the ground. It was like a melee, bench clearing brawl. It wasn't bench clearing, but Sophie Cunningham is a player on the Fever, the Indiana Fever, and she was pointing because you see the picture there, right?
I see she sent 3 photos, and one's got a referee, and then the referee is not in another shot.
Yeah, and she's pointing at the other player in probably all 3 of the pictures.
Yeah.
And that's what the meme is. And a lot of people did. So I imagine, so you hadn't seen this before.
No. Only thing I know about the Indiana Fever is that's the team Caitlin Clark plays on.
Correct.
That's the only thing I know about it.
I think that's how it actually started, is someone pushed her, in the post, pushed her to the ground. And
so she's the enforcer for Caitlin Clark there?
Yeah, I guess. But once they got into it, and they're trying to break them apart, Sophie Cunningham is pointing in the face of the player that was accused of pushing Caitlin. And then, of course, the player was like, get your finger out of my face, and it was annoying her, and she just continued to do it for, the whole entire, until they could, pull her apart, and so she had her finger in her face the whole time, and then it became, this meme. I see it on all the socials. So just look at the picture, and then I'm going to list to you, the best memes that were spawned out of this. So, like, you know.
Okay, I'm ready.
Me, when a table that ordered after us gets their food first. So that's, my wife, when she sees how I loaded the dishwasher. Then the pointing OL, the offensive line, seeing a DL, defensive line, flinch on a hard count.
They all do point.
Yeah, they all point at each other. My husband, when I said I'd be ready in 5 minutes. Me, when my wife says she doesn't know where our daughter got her attitude from. Oh, that's a deep cut. Dads, when anyone touches the thermostat. Toddlers to people with deformities in the grocery store. Oh, well, it's true, though. My wife, after I crack open a breakfast beer. And then teacher. Okay, who threw that? And then the teacher's pet, which is the person pointing.
Snitch.
Snitch. Snitches get stitches. My wife, riding shotgun when she sees brake lights a quarter mile ahead. From personal experience, that one tracks. That one is definitely on brand. But let's get into what's in the bar.
What's in the bar? What's in the bar?
That's from the movie Seven, for anyone that's new to the show. Did you get the other scene? What's in the next picture there?
Let's see. Next picture. Oh, it's the world's smallest post office.
And there's a caption. What does it say?
It says the world's smallest post office is 8 feet by 7 feet with a room only for one postal worker and one customer inside. It looks like a little shack.
Oh, good call. Good. That's a good lead-in. And then there's a comment. I like the comment, and I included it in the picture I sent you. This is a total postal employee or like a carrier's comment.
And 2 supervisors and a postmaster.
It's so true, where there's like one carrier or one postal employee, but they gotta have like 3 supervisors for every postal employee, or that's the way it feels like. For getting this far into the show, it was like, what is the country's absolute smallest post office? And that's what's in the box today. It feels like you're going to be in a box working
literally
tucked away in the Florida Everglades along the Tamiami Trail.
Oh god, that's got to be like a sweat box in there. Are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah, with the humidity. Oof.
Oh man, that thing better have good air conditioning, man.
It's in Okapi, Florida. It sits what is widely recognized as the smallest post office in the United States. And it doesn't really announce itself like a landmark. It just kind of exists out there in the humidity and swamp air, like it was never meant to be a national point of interest, which somehow makes it even better. The building itself is 61 square feet, which immediately forces your brain into trying to scale it properly. And nothing really lines up cleanly. It started life as an irrigation pipe storage shed. That's all. It was a shed. You said a shack. That's pretty much exactly on the same parallel there. For a nearby tomato farm, then got converted into a post office back in 1953 after the original general store and post office burned down. So from the jump, this wasn't designed as a post office. It was repurposed into one. And it never stopped being, quote-unquote, temporary in appearance, even though it's been running continuously ever since. Visually, it still carries that identity more precisely, like a room smaller than a jail cell that got handed federal responsibilities. Everything is within arm's reach, whether you like it or not. And how many times has someone stubbed a toe or bumped their funny bone? It functions as a tiny retail counter, P.O. box access point, and a hand cancel station, with typically only one clerk working at a time, because that's all you could. Because that's what it says, because that's all the room physically allows. Customers walk up, handle their business at the window, and step right back into the Everglades like they just completed a transaction at a fort that my kids just made. Now, where people tend to overstate or misunderstand, obviously it feels like, in looking at it, there's no way you can run carriers out of that station. And it goes on to talk about how it actually receives mail. Like mail comes from a larger USPS hubs nearby, gets processed and handled at a basic retail level inside this tiny closet of a building, and then goes out with rural deliveries operations that cover scattered communities across roughly 3 counties. The actual delivery workload is handled by a very large rural route structure, essentially one primary rural carrier system or a small set of rural assignments depending on the operational adjustments over time. It stretches over well over 100 miles of roadway. So that this one little station, this goes to show that there's probably, I know there's more than 10, but it feels like there's like 10 houses over like 100 square miles. And this post office covers this, ginormous land. It's a retail anchor point for a massive rural delivery footprint where the actual work happens out of the highway, not inside the building, which is what makes the whole thing kind of perfect. It's the smallest physical footprint you can reasonably imagine supporting the same mission every other post office in the country has. Take in mail, keep it moving, and get it out on the route. We've officially done it. You can mark it off your list as far as this is the country's smallest post office.
How small is it, Jeff?
61 square feet. Were you not listening?
61. No, it's a joke, Jeff.
I know.
Buzz Killington over here.
61. It's yeah.
Let's go talk about bridges.
It's one of. Oh, by the way, if you go underneath a bridge, is there a way that the area underneath a bridge can be considered a tunnel?
I mean, isn't it kind of like a little bit of a tunnel, especially if it's a big bridge?
Okay, so we're on the same page. Me and the family at the 4th of July gathering, one of the 4th of July gatherings, we had this discussion, and my argument was something, at least, not always, it's not exclusive, but sometimes the area underneath a bridge can be considered a tunnel, and absolutely everyone roasted me for it, or like torched me for it, saying that it's an overpass underneath a bridge, and we looked up the definition of whatever. You know what? Like I it's not that I'm like willing to die. If we have any civil engineers out there, email us at walklikeamailman@gmail.com.
We want to hear from you.
Is it possible? I'm not asking for every single time it goes under a bridge that it's considered a tunnel. But is it possible that the area that you go under a bridge is a tunnel? And help me win this battle. Help me help you. Let's get into the last part today. How about that?
Sounds good.
Get your satchel. Remember your dog's and rattle that gate. It's time for the underdog telemark game of the week. Each of us chooses a team on Sunday or the beginning of the week. They have to be underdogs. Makes sense. Dogs, mail carriers. According to Vegas point spreads and betting lines, then the team just has to win outright. At the end of the year, whoever has the most correct predictions gets a prestigious tally mark on the Fogs plug. Griffin. We alternate who goes first every week. It's Griffin's turn to go first. Who'd you pick last week?
Last week I picked the Mariners over somebody. I think it was Cleveland.
The Guardians, right? Yes.
Yeah. Okay, Cleveland. Yep. And they lost. They blew a 4-1 lead in the 8th inning. Thank you. I was trying to get off the schneid here, and I almost did.
Cute guardians. They were not your guardians.
No,
at that
no.
time. Yeah. And who's your pick this week?
I'm picking the Kansas City Royals over the Phillies.
Ooh, against the Royals against Bryce Harper and Schwarber. So.
Yeah, Kyle Schwarber. Well, that's because Aaron Nola is pitching, and the Royals have lost 4 in a row at home, and I figure something's got to give.
Something's got to give.
Because the Padres ain't winning against the Dodgers tonight. They've lost like 7 in a row. It's probably not going to change tonight.
Okay, my pick last week was the Valkyries over the Liberty, which was a win. So we are
Congrats.
Reverse fortune here.
Well, I knew this was coming.
Thank you, Griffin, for stealing my thunder. No matter what, when something
That's
good
what I
happens,
do, Jeff.
yeah, like when I'm doing something good, Griffin, like I predicted it, so I did something right too. Okay, thank you. Picking a World Cup game. I am picking
that's a first.
Mexico over England. That is my pick for this week. And I am 10-16. Griffin is 15-11. Remaining the underdog tally mark game leader.
Woo, 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 woo.
And the prize is the attention-grabbing acknowledgement of 10 seconds. Sorry, Rachel, I love you. I will give Griffin 3 topics, and by title alone, he will choose the last thing we will discuss today. All right, we got alphabet history, Buzz Blues, or Who's Your Dud?
Who's your dad?
Makes me think of like, who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? Lottery winner thought he won $100,000 on a scratch-off ticket. He was later told it was actually $20 due to a quote-unquote technical issue. Before we go into this, how steamed would you be? How much would you be like raging out, like crashing out if like you were told that?
Extremely.
Yeah.
Extremely, because they sound like the guy just got gypped off.
Yeah, gypped off. Yeah.
That's putting it nicely.
A lottery player thought he won big, but it was denied his prize with the official citing technical issue. His name is Mike Fields. Was shocked when he thought he won the $100,000 grand prize. So he thought he won the whole entire.
Yeah, like scratchers though, like they're pretty cut and dry.
I agree, and it's a Space Invaders Cash Invasion game, and it was in Indiana. Man, $100,000.
Indiana. You gotta go point to the lottery people there.
Yeah, this back end of the show got really Indiana heavy. Fields, who played 4 different cards total. Oh man, when you get into a gas station line and you got one of these people in front of you, one of these people, I don't mean it like that. Please don't come at me.
Cletus has talked about that before on his show.
yeah, it's true. When you get, let me get a 4, let me get a 5, and then they sit there and then they scratch it in front. It's like, dude, let me buy my ding dong and get out of here. Come on, like I'm on the route. Like, just go, man. Fields actually only worth $20 according to WXIN and The Sun. This is actually People.com or People Magazine. Officials at the Hoosier Lottery Headquarters, that's what their lottery headquarters is called,
of course,
in Indianapolis, said that the game had a technical issue. Ooh, technical my ass. Ooh.
Yeah.
Would you get a lawyer in this situation?
Yes,
like,
I would definitely get a lawyer.
For $100,000, just be like, I'll split it.
They'll settle it for 20 and call it a day.
That's probably the case. Mr. Lawyer Experience over here. He's actually worked. Yeah. So thank you, Griffin. You're this guy's advice. We're working pro bono here on WLA. Space Invaders Cash Invasion game features a rocket ship symbol that, when scratched, allows players to win the prize listed below the rocket. Seems simple enough, like you stated. Mm-hmm. In Fields' case, he said the ticket showed $100,000. His quote, "They never told us. No. They just said that we wouldn't be..." You go ahead. You say this to me. They didn't say no. They just told us that we won't be paid today. and no other information really, except that we would be informed by mail within 30 days. Fields, who lives and works in Indiana as a forklift driver, you're literally boning the American people. America, 4th of July. Wasn't the only lottery winner who encountered. He is not the only one that this has happened to, too.
Dude, we are walking legal advice, mate.
The outlet reported. So he's not the only one. And then it goes on to, him, talking about other issues. The question I have is, what would you do if you won the lottery? What would be like your first? They always ask like the players that get drafted and now they are gajillionaires, they're skillionaires. What would be your first purchase, or what would you do if you won the lottery?
My first thing to do would be to make sure nobody knew that I won the lottery.
You're just gonna do
you set up if you're depending on whatever state that you're in, you set up some kind of legal entity so that nobody knows you freaking won the lottery and
okay.
Somebody else. That is the critical thing. Never let anybody know you.
Classic Griffin fashion. Okay.
No, that's the smart thing to do, because then you get everybody coming out of the freaking woodwork asking you for money.
Would you at least buy a PS5? Like, what would be a thing that you would buy? The first thing you bought after you won the lottery?
Probably buy a new car, honestly.
There you go. See, what kind of car? Like, are you just gonna go like a? You're gonna go to like a Ford Focus?
I would probably buy a nice Honda.
Nice
Honda or a nice Toyota.
I'm pretty sure you would be able to afford that with your lottery winnings. Would you buy a new house?
I'd certainly pay off my current one and look at the market. Absolutely.
There you go. See, these are things the first thing I would do is I would pay off my parents' house. Well, my parents already own their house, so I'd buy my dad a 55 Chevy. How about that? That would be the very first thing that I would do if I won the lottery. And then my part B, second part of the question is, if they gave you the option lump sum, or maybe like $20 million, or would you take $1 million per year for the next 20 years?
Oh, I would take the lump sum.
There we go. I think this is something that was reported because we were just even talking about recently with Publishers Clearinghouse. They went out of business, and the people that picked the lump sum had already had their money, but the people that picked the $1 million per year for the next 50 years or whatnot, those people got SOL'd because they went bankrupt and they couldn't make those payments anymore. So all those people that they still owed the yearly section of their winnings, they got screwed out of it, just like this one guy, Mr. Fields. Justin Fields.
Mr. Fields is a very fitting name for somebody from Indiana.
Alright, but let's get out of here. How about that?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Alright, if you want to do a guest spot, and we should have a guest. Oh, I should mention this.
Yeah.
This is finally, we're going to reveal our big announcements here. We were on just recently for the very first time. We made an appearance on another podcast, and we were on Parcels of Knowledge. So check out Parcels of Knowledge. Very cool host. He definitely made us feel at home when we talked to him. It should be like one of the most recent episodes. So check out Parcels of Knowledge. It
definitely have dropped by the time this episode is recorded. Dropping.
And not by lack of trying. There have been times where we try to get on to other shows, and I guarantee you we will. We have no issue, and so email us if you want to offer a time, a spot for us to come on your show. But just the way that it lined up, we weren't able to in the past, but finally we were able to get on to Parcels of Knowledge. So check that out. We made an appearance on that, and it's like a post office podcast.
Some of you listeners may already be familiar with it.
Yeah, but it's a post office related podcast. But I think we did okay. I think it was like a C plus, maybe. even better.
Sure.
He was great. He was like on his definitely on his game. But I think it was a fun time, and I think that's all that matters. Is a couple of podcasters cutting it up, and it was
Totally.
It was a sweet ass time. Thank you, Josh, for having us on Parcels of Knowledge. And then we also have another breaking news for us. We should be on a new distributor pretty soon. How does that change the podcast? We might be having ads being added to the show. We don't know right yet. We're still working out all the details.
Yeah, we're having some technical issues with getting things kind of switched over.
Yeah, but the point is,
we're working through it.
It's going to happen, and we might have ads, and we might have sponsors, and what have you. Most 99.93% of everything should stay the same as far as the listener experience. I think the one thing that might go away is being able to text us through the listening platforms. We're not sure on that yet. We'll check back in with that.
Part of the involvement is moving to a different podcasting hosting platform.
Exactly. So we don't know what the options or what the real interface of that is yet. But you, as far as people that are listening, if you're listening to the sound of our voice, most everything should stay the same. And if it doesn't, just email us at walklikeamailman@gmail.com, and we
want to hear from you.
Yeah, we can either direct you in a as decent, a comparable option, or we can work out the kinks behind the scenes for you, because this is what we do and what we're doing as far as this whole the entity of this show is for the listeners. So, but that we're excited for it. We're pairing up with Griffin.
The Spark Network.
Yeah, Spark Network podcast.
There's about at least a dozen other podcasters on there as well, and we really want to get on some of their shows as well.
Yeah,
and have some of them come with us.
And
that's what good teammates do.
And if you are aware of their shows or their shows, support them, support the people that support us. That's what it's all about. And we just are trying to, and if you don't want us to go away, rate the show. It helps more than you could even believe. And buy merch at the WLAM store. Walk like a mailman -store.fourthwall.com. The link to the store should be in all of our socials, and the site is on the descriptions to all of the platforms. By the numbers, we should be having more ratings easily, or at least just buy a magnet, maybe. Just buy a magnet, put it in your case. It keeps the show alive, but more importantly, it's helping out a mail carrier and a colleague attempting to provide some regularly scheduled sunshine to people's lives. And that's what we're all about. Rate the show and give a look at that merch store. Thank you for listening to Walk Like a Mailman, and I'll see all of you down the road.
See you guys. Walk like a mailman. Walk. Walk like a mailman. Walk. 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 Walk like a mailman. Walk like a mailman. And then when it finally happens, it's like, but it's like,